If you are out there, say hello. YouTube is taking a while. Hey, Candy Boo. What's up? What y'all doing today? It's Monday. My Monday was slow, y'all. My Monday was very slow. Let me see something right quick. See if this is working. Don't look like it. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, y'all, I got distracted. Let's see who else is out there. Let's see. Hey, Debbie, Peppies, Calistine, Julie, Elizabeth, Just Information, Golda, De Niro, Shantae, Steven, Blizzard, Fingers, Sean, Paul, Joyce, Robert, Jason, MD Turp. MD Turp is my Greenleaf buddy. Okay, that's my Greenleaf. That's one of my Greenleaf buddies. Hey Noemi, Lonnie, Suzanne, Paul, Paulie D. Okay. Malarkey Free Zone, Robin Lee. Shantae says, damn near forgetting the days of the week. Yeah, me too. I really dread Mondays, if for no other reason but the fact that it is a whole nother ass week of the same shit. But anyways, let's see. What's this out there? Hey, Malcolm. Is that today? Okay. Malcolm, B. Dizzle, Marvel, Nick. Not just here for the comments. Shanice says, hey, BlackWomenViews Media. Yes, I'm going to talk about that just a little bit, though. Hey, Tia. Hey, Matt. Hey, Ray. Michael. Who won the cook-off? My hubby won the cook-off. It was a very decisive win. It was very interesting because we were looking at each other's pictures. We all kind of sized each other up because we sent each other our pictures. And we weren't really sure, if it was going to be close. We thought it was going to be a very close win or somebody was going to blow it out. But my husband won with the smoked lamb. And it was very delicious. Very delicious. So, yes. Elizabeth said rigged. Yeah, you know what? It is so funny because my husband was so disappointed. We were all disappointed when my husband didn't win it was duck. It was duck this week. Okay, so my husband did not win the the lamb challenge, which we were all I was like, I cannot believe it did not win. And so none of us were too cocky about the duck challenge this week because none of us ever cooked duck. And I still never cooked duck because I wasn't the cook. But anyway, it was a very, very decisive win for my hubby. So congratulations to him. My sister graciously joined us this week for the food challenge. And she's online. Hey, Season. Hey, Jennifer, Emerald, Annabelle. De Niro said this weekend. Oh, yeah, this weekend was rough. It was rough. I'm going to get into that, too. Hey, Rochelle. She says, good K-Hive on Friday. Thank you. Noemi says, I upgraded you to my TV screen today. Woo, woo. I always watch it on my phone. Elizabeth says, I have no idea what week this is. Okay. 97 for the comment says, what's the topic? So, first of all, whatever you guys want to talk about. When I put open QA forum, that means I'm not getting on my soapbox. I'm not going to rant and rave the whole time. I want to hear what y'all want to talk about. So y'all tell me what you want to talk about. I got a couple of things, but y'all let me know. Hey, PM Robin, Ironclad. Let's see. Elaine says, hope you had a lovely weekend. Will you be discussing the presidential rally yesterday? Oh, I was about to say, what? Yes, I will be discussing that. I DM you on Twitter when you get time. Let me know. Okay, I'll check that, Joyce. Hey, Jordana. Derek says, receipt receipts, always. Rochelle says, I voted for the sliced duck. Yep, that was my husband. Which duck? Oh, okay, I already said that. Asparagus with a bacon now is my husband. Hey, Latrice. Mara, Sean. Fried duck. I don't know if anybody fried any duck. Hey, Menno, Jackie. Just listen to Joy on Dia. Oh, okay, I didn't know she was on there. I did not get a chance to listen to Kamala on the Brian Tyler Cohen podcast. I shared it, but I have it bookmarked. I was busy today. I'm going to get into that a little bit. All right. Hey, Christine. David, let's see. Joyce said, "I'm not gonna repeat that on my live." I don't know. I don't know. That judge, Judge Salinas, is very tragic. You know, I don't know. I'm not an overly conspiratorial person, but to me, it seems a little convenient that the person, whenever they find the assailant, right, who killed themselves, so they can't, there's no trial, no nothing. That just seems a little convenient for me. But, take with that what you want to take for that. But it's very tragic. No matter what the story is about why whoever tried to basically put a hit out on this judge, it's tragic because, her son was killed, her husband is in the hospital. So no matter what the story is, it's a messed up situation. Sean says, congratulations on BlackWomenViews Media. Okay, so let me get into that. I know I didn't get a chance to say hi to everybody, but hi everybody. So I changed my name, right? Not my @ or anything like that, to BlackWomenViews Media today. And I have been thinking about this for a while. And actually, I have some wine here to celebrate. You have to celebrate, even if it's like not a big deal, right? But anyway, so let me take a sip real quick. Oh, well. So, a lot of people say, oh, what now? What are we going to do now? And obviously, I'm not quitting my job. But the way something popped into my mind a couple weeks ago, maybe a month now, this time just runs over. And I was like, you know what? The next step is BlackWomenViews Media. And I say next step, even though I'm doing the next steps right now, because I'm like, listen, wait a second. Let me just turn around. Let me take stock of what I'm doing here. I'm doing the daily live casts, right? Which is essentially a podcast. I'm doing a daily live stream almost daily. I'm doing, TV recaps. I'm tweeting. I'm doing all of these things. I'm starting to do interviews. I'm starting to just really expand not just my confidence level and, saying like, okay, I have something to bring to the table other than just a person who yells on the internet. I do Rolla Martin Unfiltered every Thursday. And so I feel like I'm kind of getting to a place where I feel like I'm bigger than a Twitter account in what I've given myself credit for. And so that's where BlackWomenViews Media comes in. Because isn't this what media looks like? Right? Isn't this what everybody's doing? Like all of the famous people are all the people who've been on these big networks. This is what they're doing. What I'm doing right now. And having these they're not as interactive as I am, right? But they're having these conversations. And they're putting out shit that looks just like this. So that's why I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm my own media. And I appreciate the vote of confidence, because a lot of people say, oh, I can't wait to see you on this show or on that show, and they need to hire you or they need to have you on this. And I'm like, I appreciate that vote of confidence. I know what it means, but I'm saying with BlackWomenViews Media, my legitimacy doesn't come from the mainstream. It doesn't come from any person who has me on their show or doesn't have it on their show. My legitimacy comes from y'all. It comes from people who have supported me and who are down with what I'm talking about. So that's a long story short. I created a website today because I said, oh, you know what? I done changed my name to BlackWomenViews Media Chat. Let me go ahead and make sure I do a little bit of housekeeping things. So today thank God I bought it for some petty ass motherfuckers. There's people out there that are haters. Could get to it, but I bought BlackWomenViews.com. And here it is. It's really like, just a one-pager. It's more of a landing page. It's kind of just saying, hey, this is what BlackWomenViews is about. So I have just this landing part, and then about BlackWomenViews. And a lot of you guys might not know why I started this. So let me tell y'all, okay? BlackWomenViews, me, Reese, founder of BlackWomenViews Media, wanted a social media haven for the expressions of unapologetic, bold blackness. Black Women Views is a place to root for everybody Black and embrace our multifacets, where Black women aren't measured by our hair, taste in music, TV, or status. Here we are celebrated, not tolerated. So that's what I created Black Women Views for. And so it just has a little bit of excerpt from Instagram. It's supposed to have this live stream right now, but I guess I didn't do the shit right yet. And it has all my social media links. So I do expect that I'll probably will be doing more with it, as I figure shit out, because I have more and more stuff that I want to do. I feel like there's more and more stuff that I can put out there, and I can do it myself, right? Who needs an investor? Who needs TV when you can just do the shit yourself? And I've always encouraged people to do it themselves. I know when I first started, people were like, oh, I want to do this with you. I'm going to do this with you. And I'm like, do it yourself, because we need more people. Can't just be my voice out here. And I've seen a lot of people do a lot of things, and I want to encourage y'all. So if y'all are out there and y'all thinking about doing something, then do it. Ain't no tool but to do it, because that's what I did. I just started doing it. I said, I want a place where you can be like me, right? I like ratchet shit. I like love and hip hop. I like, cable news. Not so much anymore, but back in the day when I started, I was really, really heavy into like Rachel Maddow and shit. But you know what? I will check out the Read Out. Joy Reid, congratulations to her new show. But I wanted a place where, a lot of times they want to make us pick, if you're intelligent, then that means you can't like these certain things. If you're woke, that means you can't like these certain things. You can't look this way. In order for you to be of a certain status, you have to conduct yourself in a certain way. And I'm like, fuck that shit. Nah. However the hell I am that day is okay, because it's me. And that's what I wanted to encourage a space for. I wanted to encourage a space for where we were celebrated and not tolerated, however we are. So that's what Black Women Views is about. Black Women Views Media is my vision of just like keep doing this shit, and wherever I feel like this voice is not represented, then represent for it. That's what Black Women Views Media is about for me, right? So thank y'all for all y'all support. I see that you guys left a lot of great comments, and I appreciate that. Y'all are so encouraging and just wonderful. I didn't get a chance to like every comment or do everything, but I see your support, and I really, really, really appreciate y'all, because this is what I do it for, because I'm not getting paid, and I'm not complaining, but I do it just because I feel like, hey, somebody got to say some of this shit. And you got to say it, and you got to not try to say it for an angle, right? We need somebody who's not angling for a spot here, or somebody who ain't scared that, okay, this door is going to close because I'm saying X, Y, and Z. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. Somebody got to be honest. And I'm honest as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you don't agree with it, that's fine. Then I'm not the channel for you. I'm not the person for you, but okay, nobody say I don't speak without conviction. I mean, that I don't speak with conviction, because I say with my chest all the time. But anyways, okay. So moving along. Let's see. Again, I appreciate all of your comments. But I do want to again shout out Joy Reid. Her new show, The Read Out, starts today at 7 p.m. I think that is wonderful. It is very, very major for a Black woman to have a primetime news show. She has an all-star lineup today, and I think that's fantastic. So congratulations to her. Y'all know I'm rooting for everybody Black. 99% of the time. Some of these motherfuckers is problematic, but almost everybody, I'm almost always rooting for everybody Black. Okay. Somebody said until a ratchet. That's exactly what it is. Okay. We're multifaceted. We're layered. De Niro says, walk and chew that gum, Reese. Yes, that's what I try to do. John Miller says, is it not appropriate to like the hair of Black woman? I love Janelle Monáe's hair, music, and acting. No, John, that's not what I was saying. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times Black women are sized up a number of ways. Okay, if you wear a weave, then you're put in this box. If you're natural, you're put in this box. Whatever the situation may be, you know. And I already said I'm not my hair, but we still have a lot of judgment on Black women based on how you wear your hair, for instance. And so I'm saying, come as you are, however the hell you are, is all right with me. That's all that I'm saying. So it's not to say that you can't like Black women's hair, but I understand maybe how you might have misinterpreted that. Yeah, okay, let's see. When Senator Harris becomes vice president, please interview her. Oh, I would love to. I think now that I'm BlackWomenViews Media, I kind of qualify for media, right? Right. She can't do my shit now. I'm too controversial. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a little controversial. But once it's, her versus Trump and Biden versus Trump, then obviously I would be the kind of person that you want to come just have a holler at, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But yeah, a girl can dream, right? But I mean, I love Kamala. Whether she comes on my show or not, it has nothing to do with my love and support for Kamala. So I do want to talk about some other things. Mara says, off topic, did you hear that baby white TikTok witches tried to hex the moon? I don't even know how that's possible. But that's interesting. I had not heard that. Leon says this, don't wait for permission, KDH. Love that. Let's see. Is Jason Johnson pitching Warren WTF? I don't know anything about that. Oh, Tavia says, please hit like. Yes, thank you. Please hit the like, hit the thumbs up. And Jason, hit the thumbs up for this video. If you're watching on YouTube, on Twitter, Facebook, whatever you're doing, please hit the thumbs up. Because you know the haters is out there, child. Okay. Noemi says, an older friend taught me to not give a damn shoes, to wear hoodies at work and to see of white men in suits. And she was very well respected. At some point, you have to live your life. I agree. Are you going to touch on that Botox stuff, or is that small potatoes? Yeah, you know what? I mean, people are so fucking bored. And honestly, the fact that the biggest scandal they can come up with when it comes to Kamala Harris is Botox. Y'all are getting very bored and very desperate. And my girl is fully vetted. So, yeah, that is a testament to how little material they have left for Kamala. Anyone recommend Fatal Affair? Need something to watch with dinner at mom's tonight besides Cable News? I liked it, Blizzard Fingers. Listen, I don't know what people were expecting from Fatal Affair. Did y'all not see the preview? The trailer looked exactly how the movie was, which is that it's a typical, affair gone wrong, even though affair is a strong word, right, in this situation. But it's one of those typical shows, like somebody's obsessed with a married person and they do crazy wild shit. So I don't understand why people were expecting anything all that groundbreaking. It wasn't like this is the girl with the dragon tattoo or Gone Girl. I mean, it's a standard Netflix TV movie, but I loved it. I thought it was great. I would 100% watch it again. Let's see. You need to have a segment called The Blacks. Listen. I love that burners are mad at Jamal Bowman for saying he'll work with Bowman. You know what? That's something I definitely want to talk about, because I thought it was really ridiculous, and I said this a couple weeks ago, how these white regressives thought it was some sort of huge dunk on the CBC that these black men won their primaries. Like, yes, did the CBC endorse Elliot Engel? Yeah, and he lost. Big fucking whoop. That means they get another member of the CBC. I don't think that that's a big deal. You know, people endorse people all the time. Sometimes those people fucking win. Sometimes they lose. But at the end of the day, you're still going to have to go and make friends, you know. Ayanna Pressley wasn't endorsed by the CBC, but she's in the CBC, and she's an amazing addition to the CBC. So I just think it's stupid. But I think that white regressives really don't understand how black people work, and they really don't understand how Black people understand the way that this shit works a lot more than we're given credit for. And so it totally does not surprise me whatsoever that Bowman said that he's in line with Biden. It doesn't surprise me. I'd imagine he's going to work with the CBC. And I don't see the problem. So cheers to Jamal Bowman. And cheers to the burners being mad once again about fucking nothing. But you know what? It goes to show that it's really not about the policies with them. It's really not about where a person stands. It's about picking black people, or they support black people that they feel are going to be subjugated to their cause, that they feel will be deputies in what they're trying to do, right? And so if they feel like, oh, okay, this black person can uproot the establishment, then we'll go for that black person. But as soon as they step out of line, then they mad. Well, none of Bowman's policies have changed. None of his what he said he's going to do has changed, but because he said that he's in line with Biden now, it's the problem, and they all on his ass. People asking for refunds and shit. Y'all full of shit. Thoughts on Trump saying he doesn't know whether he'll accept the election results. He doesn't have a choice. But what I'm concerned about are these federal, what basically Wolf, and it's Tom Wolf, right, has created this federal police force, which is not at all what had ever been envisioned. So that concerns me. But ultimately will be the military that would remove his ass and tell him to get the fuck out. But I think that there's a lot of things to be concerned about. What Trump decides to accept or not is really not his choice. Rochelle says, my daughter says, Fatal Affair was not a good movie, disjointed. I didn't think it was disjointed. Tavia likes it. P says, Fatal Affair was a hoot. Jason says, Omar was nuts. I didn't say any spoilers. Oh, I just found out Nia Long and Samora sisters. Did I know that? Did I know that? I don't know if I knew that. I feel like I should have known that. Let's see. John Lewis is called the conscience of the Congress, yet Congress refuses to champion its causes. Republicans refuse to. That's a more accurate statement. Charles said that generic ass BET movie on Netflix. No, it was definitely a step up from BET, okay? Come on. All right. I do have to say, rest in peace to John Lewis. I'm completely delinquent in not saying that up front. It's such a massive loss to our country. And he has a completely impossible shoes to fill. I love that the way that people are trying to honor him, and Kamala Harris has really come out strong on this, is to pass the Voting Rights Act of 2020. That's something that he spearheaded, and it's been sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk for over 100 days. And so I think that is the absolute best way to honor the great and dearly loved John Lewis. Today, his announcement, his replacement on the ballot was announced, and it's Nikema Williams. She's a state senator out in Georgia. She was endorsed by Kamala Harris for her seat, so I was personally rooting for her. Now, I've seen some controversy because apparently some people believe that she should, or whoever is selected, should resign day one and let the people decide. Well, the people are deciding because there's still an election in November. There is a Republican candidate. So, I mean, it's not my call. It's not my district. I don't have a dog in this fight. But for me, I would rather have representation in a very critical first 100 days in a new administration than to have nobody there. I can't imagine that she will take them up on that. They'll just have to stay mad, and then they can, I guess, vote against her in November or vote against her in the next primary should she decide to run for that. That London Breed interview tortured my soul. I thought she was so fantastic. I love her. I love London Breed. Yeah, she's wonderful. She's absolutely wonderful. These white progressives are just racists who want free shit. And you guys read the entire Vogue. Was it Vogue? Yeah, I think it was Vogue that interviewed her. Read the entire interview. It was a really stellar interview. I know that the San Francisco Gate did an excerpt on the interview where she was talking about the white progressives and how they think they know what's better for black people than black people. But the whole interview is actually really, really good and worth watching. Reading, rather. Sorry. They're already turning on Preston. Let's see. What's next on the Zoom cooking challenge? So, we're doing whole fish this weekend. A whole ass fish. Do you think what's going on in Oregon is a test run for this administration and dictatorship? Yeah. Latrice says, what are your thoughts on Roger Stone calling a black man Negro? He's obviously a white supremacist. It's not surprising. He's a fucking criminal. This is a person who had Nixon tattooed on his back. I would not expect anything decent from a piece of shit like Roger Stone. So it's not surprising. I just think that he thought maybe he was being slick, saying it underneath his breath, but we heard his punk ass. Losing John Lewis and Elijah Cummings in the house is tough. They were two great men and fighters for good cause. Absolutely. Chad Wolf. Okay, thank you. It's not Tom. It's Chad. Chad, and doesn't he look like he's trying to play an action hero on TV? Like, he looks like he would be, he's like trying out for Sicario 3 or some shit like that. Like, I wonder what his background is. I haven't looked into him. I know he's not Senate confirmed. Was he in the military? Because there's something about him that look like he's trying to play an action hero on TV. But really, he's a fucking degenerate who's undermining democracy. Feeling positive. Who's going to make sure the campaign gear is fired when KDA just named the ticket? Well, let's hope that she is. That would be fantastic. I'll buy some campaign gear. Who was that saying London Breed is being eyed for Kamala's Senate seat once KDH is VP? I don't know. I mean, she's obviously an excellent choice. Would she want to, leave her position as mayor to go to be a senator? Obviously, being a senator is a huge deal, but I think it's interesting. I think that it's going to be a very interesting pick. Should Kamala become VP? Obviously, I'm rooting for that. But I mean, there are going to be a lot of people vying for that. But I love London. London is definitely one of my favorites. Okay, be clear. John Lewis passing is such a loss. I love them picking Nikema Williams to be the nominee for a seat in November with Lewis, C.T. Vivian, and Julian Bond leaving us the past 5 years. Huge losses. Yeah, we really need to do more to honor, these icons, right? One of the most disrespectful things that I've seen in recent years is I'm not my ancestors. Like, no, the fuck you're not. Clearly. And that's a credit to them, not to you. Hey, Deborah. Thanks, left fielder. Okay, Chad got a tennis scholarship to go to college. So that's why he has this hang up of trying to play Rambo as the acting Homeland Security chief. Because he went to college on, it's no shade to tennis people, Chad. BA history at SMU. What's SMU? I'm not familiar with that. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know? Okay, have y'all seen Chad on TV? Would you ever guess that he was a tennis player? I swear to God, he tried to like I said, he looked like he trying out for Sicario, not for the Grand Slam. Marquis says, love you so much. Thank you, love you too. Hey, Portia. Feinstein needs to go to jail. She just got reelected jail. Oh, did you see Mitch McConnell wearing a tan suit with that big ass smile on her face? He's trying. Mitch McConnell looked a fucking mess. He definitely don't need to wear tan. He cannot pull off tan. Did you see Andrew Gillum's message about struggle with addiction and depression? Very candid. He still would have been a better governor than DeSantis. I hope he continues to recover and do well. Yes, I did see that he put out a message. I started to watch it and then I kind of got sidetracked. But I'm very appreciative that he came out and said something. I'm appreciative of his candor and talking about these very important issues. And I think that that's what you got to do, right? I mean, you have to kind of, I hate to say this way, but confess your sins so that you can move on. Instead of having this kind of like dark cloud laying over you, you can only keep a low profile for so long. I think he has a very important voice. I'm a huge Andrew Gillum fan. I volunteered for him. I donated to him. And I want to see him back doing what he does. And so definitely praying for him and his family. And I hope to see more Andrew Gillums and less Kanye West. Okay? Because those are the kinds of people that we really need out there to be those really strong voices. Why do you think Marco Rubio and Dan Sullivan put up photos of Elijah Cummings when John Lewis passed away? I think it was intentional to diminish Rep. Lewis's legacy. I don't think it was intentional. What I think is that it's callousness. It's there's a certain lack of care that people take when it comes to Black people, and this is especially true when it comes to Black women, to get it right, to get the facts right, because they feel like, oh, who's gonna know the difference or whatever. And I think that's what it is. I think that it's disrespectful, and it's a lack of care to say, you know what, I need to make 100% certain that this is the right picture. But it's very insulting, very, very insulting. Just don't even say shit. How about that? Bree Ben left the damn she's gone. To that I say bye. Yeah, she's annoying as fuck. That's somebody I really ain't got nothing for. Oh, Southern Methodist University. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, in Texas. Okay, gotcha. I have no idea who Chad is. Chad is Chad Wolf. I said Tom again. Is Chad Wolf. Oh yeah, Kasich. Do you think that's true? Okay, so yeah, I saw that John Kasich is supposed to be speaking at the Democratic National Convention. I'm not a fan of that. Okay. And here's why. Do I think, am I like, oh my God, I can't believe this? I would, honestly, I'm not surprised. It's Biden. And we still have a white is right problem within the Democratic Party. We still have an issue where people love to rehabilitate white men. Bonus points for Republicans. Hello, Lincoln Project. And I think that they can be useful, right, at times. But I think that sometimes it just goes too far. And my whole thing is, okay, if once every Black woman who's running for office gets a chance to speak, then okay, fine, John Kasich can get his punk ass up there and speak. But he's no friend to Black people. He's no friend to Democrats. But I understand people, they like they little, they love their Republican shit. They love a narrative of a Republican that's disaffected from Donald Trump. So it is what it is. I would not expect anything different from Joe Biden. You can take from that what you want to take from that. How is Pankeith doing in Florida? I hope she's doing well. You know that crazy ass guy who wrote that shit about Patti LaBelle and Beyonce? That guy's running against Pam Keith. He's fucking cray. So I really hope that she wins. But I don't know if they've had the primaries down there yet. Jennifer says, Gillum still has a future. In my honest opinion, he's only getting not skirting any of these issues that he faces. Absolutely. I don't think that, I wouldn't count him out. I think I said from jump, this was 2018. I said, okay, this is what I see for Andrew Gillum. Now, there was a little part I was off base with, but I said he could run for Congress, and that's one way he could go. Or he probably would do the commentating thing on like CNN or MSNBC or something like that. The problem with him is that like he has some of those ethics issues, and so I think that really reduced his stock for this 2020 cycle. Because I think his stock would have been pretty high for a vice presidential pick if, for like, let's say, God forbid, Elizabeth Warren had won or somebody like that. I think that he would have been a very attractive vice presidential pick. But I think the ethics things kind of took a little wind out of his sails on that one. But I still am very much a supporter of Andrew Gillum. And whether he runs for any other elected office or not, I think his voice is just very, very much needed and very important. Let's see. Thank you, Joe. Let's see. Waiting for you to tell burners to fuck off. Ciao. That goes without saying. If you got a problem with anything I got to say, you can definitely fuck off. How about that? But I don't really give them too much energy, to be honest with you. I said I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm not giving trolls my energy. Somebody today, they was on Roland, and they was all mad, like, because Roland had said that he is having Kamala Harris for an interview, and they was like, oh, isn't it enough to have, what did he say, Chrissy Snow? I don't even know who that is. Apparently, I'm supposed to be offended by that. Who's a Kamala support, whatever the fuck is it. Anyway, offensive. I'm like, yeah. Okay, that's fine. You're still watching, little bitch, though, on Thursdays. You could just watch and be mad. How about that? But I just left it at that because he's blocked and I don't care what he has to say. How about that poll where Biden is 78 with black voters and lower with brown? Do you think it's an outlier overshadowing? He needs to pick Kamala to help with that. I don't think it's an outlier. I mean, all the polling has pretty much showed that Biden is in the mid to low. I'm being charitable by saying mid 80s, but 80s. And so that does not surprise me at all. And I've been saying that, he has an enthusiasm issue with black voters. I don't like to make the argument about electability in that way and say that Kamala, for instance, would help with black voters. But this is my theory about black voters and what I've been saying since forever. And there is evidence to back this up, is that you have to give people something to root for. Just being anti-Trump is not enough. That's when people say, oh, what's your black agenda? What's your this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And you have to have receipts. And so where I think that Kamala is particularly helpful in is the fact that she can actually go into black spaces in a way that nobody else that's being bandied about really can. That's being bandied about and has a chance, let me be clear, can, and make the cases to black voters. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't just preach to the choir. You have to convert some people over. And I think that Kamala really has a very excellent skill at doing that. Gretchen Whitmore is not going to be able to do that. Tammy Duckworth is not going to be able to do that. Okay? Elizabeth Warren is not going to be able to do that shit. That's why she sent the blacks out to speak for her when she talked to the blacks. But he does need help with black voters, and I don't think that Joe Biden really can get those black voters on his own. I mean, we saw how disastrous his Breakfast Club interview was. Here's the thing. Black media tends to be a little bit more adversarial. Black media don't really roll over for your ass. So you have to know how to bob and weave a little bit. You have to know how to connect to the audience and maneuver through these landmines. And so that's where Kamala is especially good at, because they've been on Kamala's head for years now. So she knows how to do that. Perhaps Biden will announce his VP on readout tonight. He definitely will not be doing that. I can tell you that. Reese, when do you think Biden will announce his VP? I don't think that it's going to be prior to August 1st. He said August 1st. To be honest, it really would not surprise me if it was a couple days before the convention, because he's very hell-bent on torturing the fuck out of us. So yeah, I would not hold my breath. This is the last 2 weeks, I think, though, of crunch time in terms of making the decision. But I do think that there is definitely a chance that he would make a decision and not say nothing. If you look at his fundraising schedule, he still has fundraisers with Tammy Duckworth and Susan Rice and Karen Bass and all these women that are being bandied about or dangled, as I like to say, as vice presidential potentials through, I want to say, July 29th, So, yeah, he's not planning on announcing shit before then. I say look at his fundraising schedule, and then we'll get a better idea. But don't hold your breath before August 1st. And August 1st, let me see, what day is that on the calendar? Because I feel like August 1st is a Saturday. So he's not going to announce it on Saturday. So like August 3rd will probably be the earliest I could see him announcing it. Did you talk about the breakdown of the white percent vote? 49% still voting for a White House occupant. That doesn't surprise me, so I don't really have much of a comment on that. Bloomberg at the last Dem convention. They always do that mess. Yeah, they like to do that shit. Lord Kanye acted a fool in my city. Yes, I'm talking about Kanye. Kanye is a fucking misogynist. He is an asshole. I don't like how he how he treats black women. I had shared and shit my phone fell over there. I had shared a thread from this black woman, and I feel like he bullied her and he denigrated her, and I don't like that shit. I don't fucking appreciate that. Obviously his campaign is a farce. He didn't get the signatures that he needed to be on the South Carolina ballot. He's not going to be on anybody's ballot. Be clear about that. And I do believe he's having a breakdown. Be clear. I understand that. But at a certain point, your mental breakdown does not outweigh my ability to hold you accountable for being a fucking misogynist asshole, and particularly going after black women. And so I really don't have nothing for him. All of his views are problematic as fuck. Aisha is the black woman that he denigrated and bullied, and I don't have nothing for Kanye. Fuck Kanye. That's I'm just gonna leave it at that. Elizabeth says, I'm a recovering addict, 34 years clean. Congratulations, Elizabeth. That's amazing. And from the LGBTQ community, I know many folks like Andrew, and so far he seems right on track. We'll love to see him seek public office again. Yeah. What brand of red wine are you drinking? I don't know. Some store-bought shit. It wasn't nothing fancy. Do you think Amy McGrath? Is it McGrath? I think it's McGrath. Can beat Mitch McConnell? Stranger things have happened. Did y'all see this motherfucker, Mike Parson, who is the governor of Missouri? He's actually up for re-election or election because he was whatever. Anyway, he's out there telling people basically your kids gonna get COVID and don't even take the motherfuckers to the hospital. They just gonna have to get it from home or get treated at home. It's literally insane. If you motherfuckers in Missouri sit up there and let this motherfucker get elected for another term, after he done said he don't give a fuck about your kids, then you deserve the government that you receive. So, I don't know. I mean, Mitch McConnell has done so much damage. Is that enough for people to get out and vote this motherfucker out? I don't know. I hope it is. It should be. What more do people need? Do you think Joe will serve only one term if he wins? I don't know. He hasn't said that he will. If Kamala chosen for VP, Governor Newsom should put Karen Bass in the Senate. I mean, it's only going to be 2 more years because Kamala's term is up in 2022. But I think that it should be somebody who's a little younger. And I'm not saying that to be ageist, but I just say that in the sense of like, you know, we need a pipeline of black talent, in my opinion. And I think somebody that's a little younger, like London Breed, would be better, just for the simple sake of that in 2022, it should be easier for her to get elected again, you know? Because it's a 6-year term in the Senate. But I love Karen Bass. I think she's fabulous. I love her. I definitely have nothing I ever say is, I don't shade black women. I really, 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 if I have something to say against a black woman, I just say it out loud. I don't want to shade anybody. But Karen Bass, I absolutely love and adore her. And she's incredibly qualified. Kasich is horrible. My fear with Trump is that he is so bad that he makes other bad Republicans seem good. They just hide it better. Kasich, Hogan, etc. would still have bad policies with black people. Absolutely. Yeah. Agree. Don't sleep on Indian and Latinx. I've never slept on them. Be clear. I've said, you know how many times I done touted that live Pentagon endorsement. I think that Kamala Harris has a multiracial coalition that she brings along. All I'm saying is that I don't make the argument based on voting. I make the argument based on governance. I make the argument based on receipts. Because to me, that's the bigger issue. Not so much of who you want to predict is going to get these voters. It's who's going to be in the room for the next 4 years governing. That's what matters more than anything to me. So, because people, you know, you can argue with, oh, well, they're going to bring this person and not going to bring this person. That's fine. But the bottom line is, who do I want legislating? Who do I want governing? And that's why I'm always supportive of Kamala Harris. I know the Lincoln Project is doing good work with Trump, but I side eye them and like an MF. Yeah, they are part of the Trump problem. I agree. I'm not one of the people who's up the Lincoln Project. You don't see me share their shit. I don't follow them. I don't really have no parts of it. That's fine if they're doing what they do. I'm not going to decry them helping out, but I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. The VP pick will leak before that. He'll have to announce. Well, that's possible. Black media should look at folks suspect and inspect candidates from top to bottom. Yeah. Black Women Views Television. This, Noemi says she's watching me on TV right now. So it's already Black Women Views Television, okay? He will be stupid to pick Tammy. Trump will jump all over that. I think that Tammy just doesn't have, she's not a black woman and she doesn't have a relationship with black people. And I think that she doesn't have the capacity to go talk to black voters in the way that we need right now. So, and she's not the most qualified. Kamala Harris is, period. Charles says there's research out, heard interview on NPR that white voters seem to be animated by anger, whereas black voters need some inspiration or hope. My paraphrase to get enthusiastically behind a candidate. Kamala checks the enthusiasm box in ways that others get nowhere close to, but I'm biased. Thank you, Luke. He says, what are your thoughts on Val Demings as a potential VP pick? My thoughts are that it needs to be Kamala Harris. And one of the last things I'll talk about, I need to get off in a couple of minutes. One of the last things I'll talk about is Willie Brown. Yes, that Willie Brown child came out with who he says are the final 5 picks. He said it's, or final 5 people in the running. He said it's Kamala Harris, Karen Bass, Susan Rice, Gretchen Whitmer, and Tammy Duckworth. That list sounds about right to me, to be honest with you. I know people are like, well, what does he know? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to believe him, but that's what I don't have any reason to not believe that list. If you want to throw Elizabeth Warren in there because you really want to believe she's in the running, that's fine too. But Val Demings is not on that list. Okay, so I never really thought it would be Val Demings. I've always said it's going to be a right is right pick or it's going to be Kamala. That's what I've always said. Okay, so that's what I maintained, and I like Val. She's fine, but I don't see her being the pick, not over Kamala Harris or Susan Rice. So there's that on that. I think Gretchen Whitmer is interesting. She hasn't been a name that's been bandied about, but I think Gretchen Whitmer and Karen Bass are kind of last minute additions. Or maybe they are people that have been there the whole time and nobody been talking about them. I don't know, chill. But I do think that Gretchen Whitmer is the whitest right pick, right? She's the last white woman, if you're to believe Willie Brown, child, who's on the list. And she's a safe pick, right? Like Tim Kaine was. None of the polling at any point has ever favored a Gretchen Whitmer pick. But we have a whitest right problem in our party. I've already said about Tammy Duckworth. She doesn't have the receipts and she's not more qualified than other black women. And I just don't think that she's a person that's going to be able to go into adversarial black spaces and make the case for Joe Biden. And I really don't think that Joe Biden's campaign should want to have to explain for the next 3 months why they dangled all these black women and didn't pick one. But I think that, again, Whitmer and Bass, to me, and that's no shade to Karen Bass, because I think, like I said, she's fantastic, are like, can we get away with not picking Kamala? So I think that they have these fundraisers that are coming up, not Gretchen Whitmer, but I think that there's just like, okay, can we get away with not picking Kamala? That's really what I think it's about right now. I think it's really about, can we not pick the person that everybody believes that we're going to pick, that everybody believes that we probably should pick, that's most likely to be picked? Can we get away with not doing that? And I think that Kamala makes it very hard to get away with that because she does such an exceptional job. But that's what I'm thinking. Have you listened to August Alsina's new album? Nope, not interested. Kanye is anti-black. Exactly. What was the issue with his daughter? I think what he was trying to say is that he wanted Kim to have an abortion and she didn't want an abortion. So that's what I think it was. But I think that men, just shut the fuck up about a woman's body. Just shut up. How about that? All right, let me wrap this up, y'all. And it's got a lot of comments. I'm scrolling. And let me see. I believe Biden wants to serve 2 terms. Yeah, I don't have any reason to believe that Biden is pledging in his mind to serve 2 terms. Like, I really just don't believe that. I think he wants to keep his options open for sure. Where are we on the black woman angry black woman narrative? I ain't nowhere because I don't really believe in that shit. People want to be mad about it. If they want to believe that, they can believe that. I don't care. I'm drinking Pinot Noir. Somebody asked, what kind of wine am I drinking? Somebody said, let me see. Shit. I saw a comment that I like. I think somebody said Susan Rice is a lurker. You know, my antennas went up when I saw that she was on Roland Martin Unfiltered on Friday. And she did a 30-minute interview with Roland. I don't really particularly know Susan Rice, Ambassador Rice, to have been the person who does a lot of black media or anything along those lines. So I thought it was very interesting that she was on Roland. I'm like, okay, so maybe this is her courtship with black people. And I think that Susan Rice is very, very capable. I think that she definitely, is intelligent, and you really can't touch her on the foreign policy stuff too much. I don't think that she translates in the Breakfast Club or on Ebro in the Morning or some of the other shows. She was good on Roland, but I don't think that she brings that excitement factor in other places. And that's not me denigrating her, but I'm just saying that I thought it was interesting. So I definitely think that she's angling, and I wouldn't count her out. I definitely wouldn't count her out. But I think that she has baggage that I won't really go into, and so it's gonna be. I just wonder if that's what they're willing to take on. Obama wasn't willing to take it on because he didn't put her for Secretary of State. So I think it'd be interesting if they want to. If they want to, take their chance at relitigating the 2016 campaign. I don't know. That's on them. I made my case very clear. Elizabeth says, I'm hoping Rice was just doing surrogate work on Roland. No, she definitely was not. If you watched the interview, it was a 30-minute interview. She gave the hard sell on why she's qualified to be VP. So I don't think she was just there to be pro Joe Biden. I think actually Kamala Harris really makes the best arguments for Joe Biden than anybody that I've seen. She really uses the question about the VP question to really sell Joe Biden. I think she does an expert job at it. But I don't count anybody out. Be clear, because I just don't have faith like that. I know what should be done, but whether that happens remains to be seen. It's only 2 weeks, so I don't even have to make predictions yet. All I know is that I'm going to keep busting my ass for Kamala and making the case why it needs to be her. Do you think Keisha Lance Bottoms might be chosen? No, I don't believe that. I don't think she's in the running anymore, to be honest. So no. And that's no shade to her. I love Keisha. I'm a huge supporter of hers, but I don't think so. I don't think she's in the running. I think Susan Rice definitely wants it. So, but I think it's not Kamala's to lose in the sense that she would be the person who actively loses it. But I think that they want a way out of Kamala. I really, really, genuinely, honestly believe that. They want a way out of Kamala, but she's making it almost impossible for that to happen. And because she's really doing flawless. And she's the most qualified. So that's where we're at with this. But yes, I did discuss Jamal Bowman. Stacey Abrams is not in the running anymore. She told y'all herself. People love to ask about Stacey Abrams. Listen. She said she wasn't in the running anymore. Astrologically, Susan has the stronger aspects, by far a born leader. I don't know what you talking about stronger than what, but that's fine if that's your opinion. I don't argue with people's opinions, but I don't know what her astrological sign has to do with credentials. All right, y'all. So I'm about to hop off this joint. Next day, Corn says cheers to you and all you do. That's a perfect way of ending this. Somebody said need a co-host. Yeah, this is enough work just doing it by myself. But I appreciate the offer. Y'all have a good night. Tune in for Roland Martin Unfiltered. He's doing a massive tribute to the great Congressman John Lewis. Kamala Harris is going to be on there. I'll be back tomorrow with Unbossed Unfiltered Live. Check out my site, BlackWomenViews.com. It's really nothing on there. Y'all already follow me, so you don't really need to do that. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. And tomorrow night is the Greenleaf recap. Check out Joy Reid tonight too. Joy Reid, the readout, 7 p.m. Eastern. Show some love to some Black women, y'all. Cheers.